Frank and the Knights of the ecoquest. King Frank and the Knights of the ecoquest. King Frank and the Knights of the ecoquest.
Episode 8. The Mountain of Scrap.
The knights had met Dodo, a very wise teacher, and its ghostly family of other wild creatures. Animals who once lived on the brink and were now the ghosts of creatures extinct. Katrine, Alf and Leofric vowed on that night to help animals with their endangerment plight. They continued their quest for the lost fountain of Frank, but their way forwards was blocked by
cars, trains, tanks, bikes and buses, the wings of planes, old parts of ships' anchors, chains.
Loads of machinery that's simply gone bust, mangled metal with holes and rust, piles of plumbing, pipes and taps.
A graveyard for old rubbish and scrap.
Within a few seconds before their eyes, another great chunk of junk fell from on high. As they sheltered the horses and looked up and around, they saw 4 mighty cranes dropping stuff on the ground.
And we thought the kingdom of Frank was a dump. Here comes another. Go for it. Jump!
They leapt out of the way of a plummeting van, which missed the horses by just a handspan.
That was a close one. How can we get through? With stuff lying in, not much we can do.
If we climb over the scrap parts the cranes pick their load, we might make that junk mountain road. If we calculate when they swing and they drop, we'll be well up the scrap heaps and over the top.
Then we go by foot?
You know me well, I am Katrine the Candid. I'll straight talk with you. We'll get through, but our horses stay stranded.
Nope, I stay with my Hector. How can I endorse your ridiculous plan when I'm a member of Save the Horse? I'll take the horses back, you continue the quest, find the fountain of Frank. Adieu, goodly knights, I'm breaking rank.
But think of the king! We failed to lift his bin and took on the quest as our own thing.
By going back you might make matters worse, and you won't any longer be in my verse.
Oh, glad your poem is your priority. Not. I go with the horse, that is my lot.
Look, the bottom line is the kingdom's pollution. Find the fountain of Frank, we found the solution.
But in moments their hearts to their boots sunk as the cranes dropped an exploding container of junk.
Look out! Hey! There's a load of stuff coming our way!
Oh, look, if we get blown up, who'd give a monkeys? We'd get no thanks from anyone back in the kingdom of Frank.
Perhaps the royals are discussing us right now as they're taking tea. Perhaps they're eager to hear my questorial poetry.
Or perhaps not, since back at the castle the king's attention was spent on a heated family argument.
My good daughter, I'm well aware you nearly died from drinking dirty water, and I nearly died from Frankdom's exploding pipes. Ruined my bathroom and near took my life. I welcomed your advice of an eco-quest. I said the knights could travel at my behest, but only if they passed the binstone test, and I firmly hold to that tradition. It is wrong you granted them their mission.
Pray, Father, what's more important to you, your kingdom's welfare or a tradition about a stupid bin? No one can budge it. It's been left there for years. Be of good cheer. Ask your advisors and lawyers to change the bin rules, allowing participants to use some tools. What's more important is that we found knights willing to venture day and night.
So true. And the last knights who went on a venture went missing, most likely dead. I ask you to show mercy to the valiant 3 when all is said. They failed at the bin, yet for kingdom and king they still went forth with bravery. Think about that and pardon all 3.
We've no idea where they are. Perhaps they've fled my kingdom forever. Can I forgive them? Probably never.
Father, you're too proud about our traditions. I pray you to me and my mother listen. This kingdom needs change, and change must come quick. Do nothing and watch your subjects get sick.
King Frank bowed his head and walked to and fro. He looked out the window and watched the slow flow of bottles and cans floating round the moat and plastic that blocked in the royal rowboat.
Well, I'll think on it and ask my lawyers to consider the task set by our forefathers long ago. And of my decision, I'll let you know.
As it happens, back at the scrapping, the knights could not have imagined what had been said back at the kingdom's royal homestead. Instead, they were planning to find a route through that would include Alf and the horses too.
And if I agreed to proceed, of course, I'll expect your charity donation to save the horse.
So here's the plan. It's really a no-brainer. We use one of these scrap shipping containers. In go the horses with 2 of us alongside, safe and secure for the aerial ride.
Aerial? Meaning in the air? Meaning up there?
It's the only way over this mashed metal terrain. Send the container skywards by using a crane.
But wait, you said the horses and 2 nights inside. What about the night left out on the ride?
When the crane operators break off at the end of the day, one of us climbs the crane all the way, and then you're in the cab, ready to pick up the container. Told you it was a real no-brainer.
How does the leftover night get away?
Shortcut. You climb down the crane's line when it stops, then swing on the line and make a safe drop.
Wait a minute. You keep saying you and looking at me. There's no way I can crane drive and write poetry.
We're going to draw lots for who'll remain and climb to the top of that giant crane. Choose 1 blade of grass here in my hand. 2 are long and 1 short. The short one loses, understand?
If it's me, what about my fear of heights? And I'd have to climb in these brand new tights. Oh, here goes. Oh, phew. It's a long one, I'm relieved to say. I'm gonna be okay.
Choose one, Leofric. Take your pick.
This isn't my idea of fun. Let it not be me. Let's see. That one or that one?
Stop faffing about. Pull one out.
Ha! I knew it as I made the draw. I've drawn the short straw.
As soon as the crane drivers had left for shore, the knights opened up the container's doors. It all rested on Leofric.
Take your time. Imagine each step is a rhyme as you climb.
Here I go. Foot. Foot. Feeling sick in my gut. Reaching for this. Got it. Reaching for that. Don't quit. Hey, is this an old crane? It's creaking a bit.
It's just the wind as it blows through it.
Don't think of the height. Grab hold of that bar. Don't look down. The cab's not far. Stay calm. Keep on it. I'd rather be writing a sonnet. I've made it. I'm there. I'm getting into the cab. Crane driving levers. I'll give it a stab. I'll try this one and this button. How hard can it be?
No, not that way. And drop the hook. To me! To me!
Hang on. Pedal. Joystick. Wait a bit. Okay, I'm doing it.
Down, down, not up. Don't you know up from down? What a clown.
Wait. I'm getting it. Now dropping the hook.
Okay, I'll attach it. Let me get up. Told you. It's a no-brainer. Alf, load the horses into the container. Once we're all in, start slow. Then up we go.
The crane's giant hook hoisted the steel box over the scrap heaps and swung it across the peaks and the summits of a mountain of scrap and landed it safely with no mishap.
Leofric, go steady as you walk that jib arm.
Bit breezy up here. Right. I'm going to shin down the line.
Take your time. Now start swinging. Over the last pile of cars.
Ah!
Leofric's hands lost their grip and poets don't fly. The landscape rhymed echoes of Leofric's cries.
In King Frank and the Knights of the EcoQuest by Martin Kishko, you heard the voices of Toya Wilcox, Garcia Brown, Akib Khan, Nathan Morris, Andrew Dunn, Andrina Carroll, Emily Spowage, Ian Billings, and Claire Wyatt. The music is by Martin Kishko, and the sound design by John Scott. King Frank and the Knights of the EcoQuest is produced by Andy Cartwright as a soundscape production for fun kids, supported by the Audio Content Fund.
King Frank and the Knights of the EcoQuest.